Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English news from Djibouti channels. Here are the headlines of our edition tonight. Closure of school sport in tournament, national challenges. On continent, a new double explosion near ministers in Mogadishu, capital of Somalia. Welcome if you join us. The Embassy of the United States of America in Djibouti celebrated the evening of Tuesday, the 243rd anniversary of Independence Day. This memorial evening under the sign of the Union brought together honorable members of the Djiboutian political class, all sensitives, campaign representative of the diplomatic corps stations in the country, and actor of the civil society. The evening began with songs from Djiboutian group, followed by the national anthem of the United States and that of the Republic of Djibouti.
My stars, spangled banner.
The purpose of this evening was to strengthen the relation. This relation was forget in the mutual respect of the vital interest of the United States and the Republic of Djibouti. This event of peace and tranquility, the pursuit of a common idea that also allowed the two countries to jointly tackle the challenges of the fight against piracy in the Gulf of Aden. The U.S. Ambassador Larry Anglais stressed the privilege he had of reserving his guests in these festive circumstances, the celebrating of this 243th anniversary of the independence of the United States of America. The ambassador said it was a way of that Djibouti was also a way of celebrating the bilateral relations between Djibouti and the United States of America.
I spend my Independence Day with my family and friends, cooking out, spending time outside, and enjoying a cold beverage. But only two, and some of you know why. As I reflect on Independence Day, I'm reminded that one of the reasons I continue to serve after 38 years in the military is to honor those who have made sacrifices for our freedom. U.S. service men and women spend our National Day holiday, as do so many others, away from their families because we understand that security is the foundation for stable governance and economic development.
Le partenariat entre les
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Cooperation of Djibouti, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, highlighted the privileged relationship between Djibouti and USA. He says stronger than ever and wished the United States peace and development for their national celebration day. The Minister of Labor informed the operators of the place that control activities will be conducted on 24 and 25 March to verify the effectiveness of the application of labor legislations and the regularity of the condition of performance of their obligations by employers. This operation brings together he said that all his services involved in the governance of ITLS, CNSS, and other labor market. He asked them to welcome all the institutions, to welcome all the employees in the best condition and to facilitate their access to the requested information. He said that this control function is the center of the mission devolving to his department. It's the guarantee of transparency and progress of the living conditions and the professional relationship, and are carried out in the major concern to guarantee and preserve the right of Djiboutian workers. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, sponsored the closing ceremony of the school sport tournament and national challenges this Friday at the football stadium and in the sport complex of Tajura. The minister in charge of decentralization, Mr. Hamadu Mohammed Aramis, as well as the prefect and the personalities of Tajura region took part in the ceremony. The national challenges brought together Tajura nearly 1,000 students divided into a 40 teams from 22 middle and high school across the country. These students who have been transported by sea and by road to arrive and participate the different sports in Tajura. These final events marks the end of a long series of inter-school sport competitions that took place throughout the country. The 1,000 high school students from across the country shared moments of celebrations and healthy sports. The officials were able to see some of the final match that showed the way to win, but also the fair play and team spirit among the team competition. More generally, the minister has emphasized the spirit of fair play, fraternity, citizenship, tolerance, and friendship as value that form the pillar of coexistence and national cohesion, safe and unshakable values, duly defended by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, who has always extolled our culture and linguistic diversity to preserve peace, unity, and fraternity, the tripartite that even founds our Republic. Finally, Minister Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud has finally returned his commitment to develop sport in school so that our children, says these future citizens, can fully develop and live in good health. The Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Mohammed Aramis, participated in the closing ceremony of the sports tournament school national challenges yesterday at the Omni Sports Complex, Tajura. The minister congratulated all young people from all regions to participate in the sporting event to allow young people to exchange to know each other. These young people shared a moment of joyful sporting fun in a favorable setting in the wide city. He said that they supported the tournament succeed by engaging with the organizers. Minister of Health, Mr. Dr. Jamal Al-Mauki, met with the 6 ophthalmologists who have just successfully completed the zero character in the Republic of Djibouti campaign that has been conducted throughout the country. And the Djiboutian ophthalmologists Dr. Isa and Dr. Raiso Abdi and their Malian colleagues were congratulated by the Minister of Health, who present with them with certificate of merit in recognitions of their dedication and sense of professionalism throughout this campaign. Also noteworthy are the presence of the President of the National Agency for Disability, Mr. Duale, and the WHO representative, Dr. Ahmed, as well as EOM representatives, Mrs. Lalini and Mrs. Argum Persurmam, founding president of the Rainbow. A ceremony marking the end of a training circle on intervention technique that benefit 24 agents of the Coast Guard Rapid Responses Group provided by the member of the People's Liberation Army of China took place at the Dorale Naval Training Center under the high patronage of Colonel Wais Omar Bakare, commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard. The ceremony was held in the presence of, among others, Captain of the Chief Chang Kang, deputy commander of the Logistics Support Bases of the People's Liberation Army of China. He also expressed his thanks to the commander of Support Logistic Base of the People's Liberation of China for his willingness to work tirelessly to establish mutual relations. During his speech, the Colonel of Coast Guard stressed the importance of these exercise to reinforce the capacity of the Coast Guard members and forces to straighten the collaboration between the two armies. At least 11 people were wounded in a bomb attack followed by a coup in Somalia. In Mogadishu, government minister in the capital of Mogadishu on Saturday during an operation claimed by the Islamist Shabab group, said police and medical sources. There may be more casualties inside, but we have so far gathered 11 people injured in the attack, said Abdul Qadir Abdurrahman Aden, director of the ambulance service in Mogadishu. According to the police, the operation began with two explosions near the Minister of Public Works and Labor on a main street in Mogadishu. Armed men entered in the building. After the explosion, security forces have evacuated many of the building's personnel and are still facing armed men who managed to get inside after the explosion, said a security commander. Here we arrive at the end of this news edition. Thank you for watching us. Goodbye.